12:02. Good afternoon. Hope you're doing well out there on this Wednesday. Tom Gazzola, Jay Milton with you inside the EST Global HQ, Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen Studio. It is the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Gracias, Hernan. And he leaves the door open. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jay. How are you?
I'm doing great, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to have you back on the Oil Stream.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking me in.
Always.
Did you get anything?
In regard to?
Well, hunting season just closed.
Oh, yeah.
In some instances, but you're looking rather hunter-ish today?
Yeah. This is a remnant of Bozone Live.
Yes.
I think it has continued on in a different capacity with the Wild TV crew. I'm no longer part of it. I enjoyed a 5-year run.
Okay.
Shout out to the crew over there.
When I first came in, I couldn't see you.
I had to blend in.
Touch and make sure. Oh, there he is.
It's so warm.
He's here. He's here, folks.
I got up today. I looked outside. I'm like, it's a straight up fall day. I think the temperature dipped into like -3 or 4 overnight.
Yeah, it was a little chilly last night.
Yeah, there's ice that forms in little water puddles on the asphalt. So I was like, let's go with the. I want to wear that hunter.
It's nice. It is nice.
It's
I will say.
warm.
Yeah, it is nice.
And then I went with the old S kickers. And some jeans.
Some denim.
This is a man's wardrobe.
Yeah, you do look like a man.
I'm a man.
Yeah, you're not a hunter though.
No, I've never hunted a day in my life.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated by it. Now, I would probably vomit once I get to a fresh kill or a harvest, as the hunters like to say.
Yeah.
And it is fascinating. I learned a lot in the 5 years hosting Bozone Live. I had some delicious, delicious meats from the hunters. Had a moose lasagna last year. It was amazing.
Yeah, I'm not cut out for it. It would be difficult.
It's different.
And to dress the animal,
gutting.
You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not for me.
Now, I will also not handle creating my own prosciutto. Like Lieutenant Eric sent me a Spicy Nona video. Spicy Nona follows around No, that's Grandpa, who does all kinds of DIY things like he did in the old country. Very practical. They made a prosciutto.
Prosciutto.
Yeah. I think it took 11 months.
What is prosciutto? Is that
it's
ham?
Pork.
Pork?
Pork.
So it comes from a pig?
Yeah, it's salted cured meats, Italian style.
Yummy.
Olive oil, salt, obviously a lot of salt originally. And then there's like all the peppers on it, and then clean it, and then you reapply, and then, yeah. Anyway, I probably wouldn't be able to handle that. I'm not good at that stuff.
That's okay. We're not built for everything, Tom. No, I probably should have looked in the mirror before I came on. I'm rocking.
You look fine, Jay.
I'm rocking a bit of a slick Rick look here.
Tino Vasolino. That's the Italian version.
Just finished, as you would like to call, an activation.
Good. I need to get one in today.
Got my rear end kicked.
Good.
Alongside my wife. It was fun.
You know what? It'll pay off in the end.
So I'm hot off the presses.
Excellent.
Hot out of the shower. And boy,
you're a hot little tamale last night?
Well, I think there was a lot of Oilers fans who were hot tamales last night. I mean, it just happened again, Tom.
It did.
It happened again.
It did.
3-1. Now here, I'll take you through my personal experience.
Please do.
Because Jay's play of the day yesterday.
It hit.
It did. But it was Nuge, Dry, and McDavid all to get a point, and this game to go over 5.5 total goals.
Nailed it.
As soon as McDavid scored the goal to go up 3-1, a beautiful feed from Nuge. Great pass, great finish, and Connor McDavid showed some excitement for scoring a goal.
I know. People were upset that he hadn't been, and he did.
Me, one of them.
You are one of those?
think it's a shame. I don't think it's setting a good message to look how many young players there are on that team. You can't express yourself for doing your job.
Enjoy the game.
Enjoy the game.
Enjoy
it's a
being
game.
ahead.
That's the point of the game, is to have fun when you do good things. Side note, Connor McDavid scores that. It goes up 3-1. Keep in mind, I need this game to get to 6 total goals. I turned to my wife and I said, well, Jay's play of the day is going to hit because they're up 2 in the second. It's
sad but true. You knew the inevitable
they were going to come back.
Coming.
And that is very sad. But it's, look, I want to start the show with this. I'm going to ask you a question if you don't mind. I know, do you have to do a BP's liner?
I'll just say this about Boston Pizza.
Please do. I'm hungry right now, so watch what you say.
From November 18th to November 22nd, proceeds from pizza sales at participating Boston Pizza locations in the Edmonton and surrounding area, as well as Northern Alberta and some even in Southern Alberta, proceeds will be going to the Ben Stelter Foundation from pizza sales, November 18th to 22nd. We're also back live on location for the pre- and post-game show at BP Clairview on November 12th.
You're going to have some...
170-inch screen.
So the 18th, we're all there all day.
That's another thing that's happening.
In
that
Devon.
We just announced. In Devon, yes, from 6 to 6.
Yeah.
Or is it from...
I don't know.
It's from 11
I know
to
I'm
6.
there. So...
Yeah, morning show and hangout will be here. Rest of the shows that day will be at Boston Pizza Devon.
Yeah, I can't wait to get some Great White North.
Yum.
And what are the little appies they have? They're like a spring
pizza
roll.
Flight. Oh,
but they're not. Like, maybe there are spring rolls. Southwest, I think, a Southwest spring roll or something like that.
Yeah, they had those. I haven't seen
maybe they
those
don't
on
have
the
them
menu
anymore,
in a bit.
but those were darn tootin' good.
And the holiday menu will be revealed soon, too.
Ooh.
You like vodka sauce with your pasta. Tony was hinting at that. So
Really?
I really like vodka. It's a...
Vodka sauce is just like a rosé sauce, right?
Essentially, yeah.
Essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Sneaky good.
Sneaky
You got to
good.
be in the right mood for it, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it taste like vodka?
No. but
Vodka
there must
doesn't
be-
taste like much, does it?
No. Vodka tastes like a good time.
Does it?
However you dress it.
However
Okay, what's
you
your
dress it.
question?
Okay, sorry.
That we'll be at BP's quite a bit throughout the next few weeks. And then, yes, the real big one for me is the Ben Stelter Foundation proceeds from pizza sales. A huge chunk of Boston Pizza locations in Alberta are taking part in this.
Fantastic.
Okay, what's your question?
My question to you, Tom, is this. I want to know where you stand. Because normally, every day, including today, I'll be sitting where you are, and the one and only, the great Reed Wilkins, will be sitting here. Reed's take on this team is that I love that you like that board.
Yeah, you use it perfectly. I like to try to help.
You used it great. I watched the GCL Diesel post-game show.
Thank you.
Oil Stream post-game show, and you were using it very well.
Sorry.
Reed is of the belief that this is... Because look, this team has started slow. This is not foreign to anybody.
Yep.
And I believe that's, what has held back the panic button for overtaking a lot of Oilers fans. If you look at their record last year, they're actually ahead in points as to where they were at this time last year. Okay? Starting slow is not foreign to this team.
Correct.
But there's always been the belief that they just got to get their act together, and don't worry, this team, see you in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
See you come Olympic break, and then this team takes off.
Yep.
I want to know where you're at with that thought, because Reed is of the belief that he doesn't know if this team has the roster to deliver the upside that would then take this team to the next level and supply them that boost that they need to turn things around, if you could say that.
Yeah.
I mean, the Oilers right now are sitting in a playoff position. They're
barely. Yes, they're right at the top of the Pacific Division standings.
Hard to believe, but the expectations in Edmonton are much higher than that.
Correct.
Fair and rightfully so. They should
Absolutely.
be. Where do you stand? What side of that are maybe not an argument, but a statement where do you think this team has the horses currently to do what they've done the last 2 years and turn this team into a team that truly is a Stanley Cup contender? Do you think they have that, or do you think this roster that they've assembled is very questionable?
I do think they have enough pieces to turn it into a team that could contend. They're not playing that way. I don't disagree with Reed. I think, he's looking at it. He has looked at it from a certain angle this year. I'm with Reed in that I feel like this team this year, regardless of the roster, due to how much hockey it has played, how things have gone, the mental drain, the wear and tear that comes with it. Olympics coming up for a few of the guys, key guys. I think there will be a step back ultimately when it comes to postseason results, but I feel like next year there will be a spring forward and they'll be right there again. I that's kind of how I predicted it in June-ish, July.
You said this might be a bit of a step back year, like a regrouping year.
Yeah, just things culminate and they catch up to you. And I think if it's going to happen, it's likely this year. Now, I'm not saying that the start is just that. They've put themselves in positions to win games. They've blown those opportunities. They don't seem to kick it into high gear unless they really need to. They had to have an intermission team meeting where they said enough is enough against Utah last week. There's issues.
Which ultimately led to didn't really mean...
Well, they scored 5 goals the next period and won against the hottest team in the league.
That game?
Which is impressive.
Sure. So, okay, that's a great point because that's also what I've said is that you see glimpses.
Yeah.
You see, wow. I mean, in St. Louis, Podkolzin, Lazar, and...
was it Henrique?
No, Roslovic.
Oh, Roslovic.
Pen them in for a good 30, 40 seconds and Garnt had 3 solid shot attempts.
Yep.
Right? Last night, you saw that, that play by Roslovic, the one-handed pass over to Podkolzin.
Brilliant.
Like, amazing.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
There's glimpses of it. And by the way, that second line of Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Roslovic, that is by far and away their best line 5-on-5.
Correct.
It's not even close.
Correct.
Who would have had that on their bingo board early in the season?
Well, they wouldn't have had Roslovic on there, although there was whispers he might be coming here. It's been a good combination. It has a little bit of everything. Yeah. It's going well right now. Hopefully it can stay that way for an extended period of time. Jay, this should be an okay team. And we have seen them go through lulls and bad stretches in previous years. Last year, the year prior, people are going, oh my God, this team can't do this, can't do that. Why are they like this? And then they clean it up and everything's to a certain extent hunky-dory. I feel like that will likely happen again this year. I still feel that way. Now, to what extent where, do they become a juggernaut in the West? Or do they just become a good team in the West that's in the playoff mix? That's yet to be determined. I don't know. I can't predict it. I enjoy the turmoil that comes with this team, and it's fun to talk about on a day-to-day basis. Now, the storylines post-game are becoming redundant because we're like, well, what do we talk about today? Oh, a 2-goal lead. They blew it. Oh, yeah. And then they built up another 2-goal lead. Then they blew that one. And, they're pissing away points. But I think if people are claiming that this isn't a playoff team on November 5th, I think that's a bit of a stretch. If people are concerned about lack of motivator, engine, heart, whatever you want to call it, willingness to bust their asses, I think that's valid. But I think the pieces are there to be a good team. They make stupid mistakes at bad times. And it's cost them. And Jay, to me, the big thing is they don't score more than 3 goals in a game. That's a identity issue that I'm getting irked by. If I ever get really upset with this team, I don't generally. I like talking about this team. Mm-hmm. It's fun. They're a soap opera. And that's the beauty of sport. But to me, it's like you have these wonderful offensive players, and all you can get your goalies is maybe 3 goals a game. And then we know their goaltending is suspect at times.
Well, the goaltending suggests you need to get over 3.5 goals a game.
Yeah.
To give yourself a chance to win.
They don't do that.
They're not
doing that. They did it
twice,
and they won those games this year.
So it's easy to point fingers and say, oh, Skinner shouldn't have had that one. But
it's okay to say that, though.
But you know what, Tom? That's going to happen. Okay?
Sure.
Skinner's not a superstar goalie. That's not news. Nobody is expecting him to have a .930 save percentage this year. Just maybe a little over 9 would be great.
He's not there right now.
He's
but
not
yes,
there.
You're right.
That would be great. Nobody's expecting him to really steal you all that many games. He's already done it once this season in New York.
He did that, yeah.
Right? But, I mean, the scoring, yeah, that's an issue.
To me, that's a big issue.
It is a big issue. And, you know, you look at guys that, I mean, Curtis Lazar's played 4 games. He has the same amount of points as Trent Frederick, who's played every game. That is a loss. That is a goal differential negative in a big, big, big way. Mm-hmm. Trent Frederick was brought in here. I mean, he started the season on the top line. That didn't last long.
Yeah, but what was real... Now, he's done next to nothing offensively. The physical presence hasn't really been there at all. That was his MO. It was like he's big. He plays big boy hockey. Not afraid to muck it up. Will fight if he needs to. Oh, by the way, he gets you 15 plus goals a year and about 30 to 40 points. Well, what's he on pace for now? Like 10 points?
7, 8 points.
Not good enough.
Not good enough at all.
That's fair. And people will say, why aren't we talking about Frederick? We are talking about Frederick. Not good enough. Simple.
Not good enough.
Failing.
Yeah.
Failing mark. Failing mark. Not good enough. They've got young guys they've been trying to incorporate in there, trying to figure out the NHL. I've been encouraged by some things Matt Savoy has done. I've been encouraged by some things Ike Howard has done. Early on, I was pleasantly surprised with David Tomaszek. But it hasn't come together at once enough, you know?
That's a good way to put it, Tom, is that there have been signs of brilliance with this team, but it's not consistent.
10 minutes later, it's a sign of desolation.
And it's a weird sign of desolation. It's not fun. It's not energetic. It's not with energy. Like it just seems like they're just going through the motions.
And they might be. That's another thing. They might be.
Tom, I have a hard time believing that as a professional athlete that you can just go through the motions. I mean, I get it. It's an 82 game season. There might be times where, yes, your focus and attention is not all there. I just, and I wouldn't know, nor would you as far as I know. I don't believe you've ever been a professional athlete. Neither of us know. But it would be, I'd be damn pissed off to know if that was the case, if you're just not there, or, unless it's off ice issues and you're having personal things, like that's totally different. Yeah. But I'm sorry, you get paid an incredible amount of money to play a game. And you can't even go out there and pretend like you're having fun. That's a problem. And I don't like that. I people, you know me. I'm the glue guy. I'm energy. I build the locker room up. I build the teammates up.
You play slap ass.
Yeah. Get over. I'll slap that ass right now.
Come on, slap ass.
This team doesn't have that. This team doesn't have that. Hey, let's go out and get this win, and let's have fun doing it. Like, it just seems like a boring version of Edmonton Oilers hockey right now. Collingwood Rob in the inbox, please. If you want to chime in, 780-218-9999. I know the Oilers have had a better start this year than in the past. However, the type of game they play is so predictable and boring. I can't believe I'm saying that. The Habs are exciting to watch. I hope that somehow an infusion of hard work makes its way into the roster with the returns of some injured players.
I hope so too. And that's a fair point by Collingwood Rob. Last night's game I found entertaining, though, more so than previous games.
Well, Dallas is an entertaining place to play too. Yeah, it's energized in that building.
Those teams don't like each other. No. There's a lot of Glenn Gulletson being the head coach of the Stars now. The playoff history, and it was.
How pumped do you think he was to walk off that bench with the shootout win?
He was about 5 feet taller when he walked down the tunnel to the locker room because he was pumped up to beat his old team. Now, he had a lot of friends that are there, obviously great relationships. McDavid and Draisaitl loved him, among others. But yeah, he would be just like 10 feet tall, feeling good about that win. That's a big one.
Do you think the boys in the locker room got a little, I don't know, later start this morning, or maybe there was possibly some money on the board from Gully?
Money on the board, I would think,
from
Gully. And then I think Gully would have gone and celebrated with a post-game victory libation. As he
Why
is
not?
known to do.
You deserve it. You just won an NHL game against your former team.
Hell yeah.
That's worth celebrating. I agree.
Hell yeah.
Now, here's my next question to you. Because I just appreciate your opinion so much, Tom. You're Mr. Oilers.
You appreciating it.
Yeah, I feel honored to be sitting in your greatness.
I'm a hunter.
Yeah, I can tell that.
Kidding.
Rawr.
Total poser.
This whole notion that, like what Collingwood Rob just said there, and I do think, Janmark.
Watch what you say now.
No, I'm going to say maybe Oilers fans don't appreciate what Janmark brings to this team, right? Is a bit of grit and a bit of sandpaper. Mm-hmm. Hyman, Oilers fans know what he brings.
Yeah.
You have Evan Bouchard who's trying to get out of the way of a shot, whereas Zach Hyman will take that thing square in the nuts and then put it in the back of the net.
Yep.
That's the difference, right? Now, is it also on the other side unfair for Oilers fans to say, well, Hyman's not in? And you wait till Hyman gets back because this going to turn things around.
I don't like that thought of hinging everything on the return of Zach Hyman. Because
neither do I, for the record, because you don't know what he's been dealing with. This is a serious wrist injury. And in hockey, you use your wrist a lot. And especially with Zach Hyman being the net front presence that he is, he's getting slashed, he's getting whacked, he's getting beat on. Not a simple position to play.
He plays the hard way.
So I do think of course it's going to be great when Zach Hyman returns to the lineup. I'm just saying maybe temper your expectations.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't like hinging the success of the team on him coming back. Now, what he will do is provide grit, determination, that worker-like mentality, possibly contributing with offense, which he's definitely capable of doing. Also, he'll knock guys down further the roster. Guys will be fighting to get into the lineup. Less minutes for guys that are of lesser impact. Let's call them that. So I think that's important. I also think with Janmark, you get, maybe not as flashy a player, definitely not. And I know we joke about how my affinity for Mattias Janmark, but there's another guy that is consistently day in, day out, a good pro, and you know what you're going to get from him. And I think having one of those guys back in the lineup helps. Having two of those guys in the lineup helps because all of a sudden you've got more NHL veterans. You got young guys fighting for ice time and playing and getting into games. And then those guys are generally of lesser impact. So I think that will help steer things in the right direction. But again, I just don't like the thought of being like, well, as soon as Zach Hyman gets here, everything is fixed. No, it helps without question. And he's going to need some time to get up and running. Hopefully not much time. But yeah, to be like, when Zach gets back, everything's going to be okay. It's like, maybe things will be better. But don't put all of your hopes on him just to fix and be the total solution.
Well, it brings a veteran presence back into the locker room.
Of course.
It brings
he's around.
I know he's around, but
them.
I mean he's more of along the lines of a Matthias Ekholm in the locker room. You know what I mean? And you need those guys. You don't realize how important they are until they're gone. Especially on a road trip like this, a back-to-back, where you can, you need those calming voices or those voices that say, hey, we got to pick our you-know-what up.
Yes.
And get after it. Hampton Steve, afternoon, gents. Tommy, have you heard, afternoon to you, Hampton Steve.
Hello, Hampton Steve.
Tommy, have you heard anything about the Oilers' plans to get cap compliant when they are healthy soon? I was listening to Pagnata's latest podcast this morning, and he mentioned Emberson, Stetcher, Janmark, and Tomashik as potential pieces that could be moved out. What say you, Tom?
Yeah, Pags is dialed in really well. I mean, we talk a lot actually about what we're hearing and things that are happening. So yes, to what David said. I think the plan is probably to keep Emberson, but he does carry a bigger price tag than Stetcher. I know they've talked. Friedman, Dave, and Frank Saravalli talked about the soft landing for Stetcher somewhere. That's out of respect to a good NHL veteran that's been around for a while. Janmark, I asked about and was told that it sounded quiet right now. However, there has been interest in him in the past, and the teams that have been interested in Mattias Janmark are very interested in Mattias Janmark. But then again, you're giving away a good veteran player, and you're leaving your roster a bit weaker.
I think the Oilers are very interested in Matthias Janmark.
Yes, obviously. The other thing about him is he's in year 2 of this 3-year deal, and that might be a bit of a turnoff to some teams. So that was another thing that was brought up to me. You could see Lazar potentially getting waived. I don't know what happens with Tomashek. He's waiver exempt, by the way. That's something that's worth noting. Do they send down Ike Howard? Like it depends on how they want to look at things. Like what's beneficial to the team and the player. Howard getting 15 to 20 minutes a night in Bakersfield, playing in important situations, developing as a pro, I think is very important. As opposed to having him up here when guys get healthy and he's playing like 7 or 8 minutes a night or a healthy scratch. That's not beneficial to a 20-year-old guy. Now, Noah Philp, who's 27, a little bit different story, and we've seen him in and out of the lineup. So they have to answer those questions. But the cap compliance, what Pegs is going with, that's what I could see. And then, I was told they could waive Lazar and send him down. And they've got too many guys and not enough roster spots when guys are healthy. So that's what I've been told so far. But if you're expecting like a big sexy move, I don't think that's imminent at all.
Stupid Peter asks this question. Why does Knobloch acknowledge that he can't, I believe he says, why doesn't acknowledge that he can't play McDavid and Draisaitl heavy minutes, but he continues to do it?
I think it happens. It's desperation to win games. There's so much pressure from the ownership group and the management team to win that these coaches are under the gun. They're feeling the heat when the team's not performing up to snuff. And let's be honest, even though they're 1 point out of first in the division, not a very strong division, they really haven't played up to snuff. And they've had a slow start, even though it's their best in 3 years. So I think each coach that's been behind that bench the last 10 years has felt the heat from up top. And I think the easy solution or the natural thing to do is go to 29 and 97. And I'll break it to everybody, and I'm pretty sure everybody already knows this. You're always going to see that while these two are together on the same team.
Yeah. What about a player, let's say when Captain's healthy, Janmark's healthy, obviously,
Hyman.
What about a chance and an opportunity to say, okay, Trent Frederick, you're gonna watch a couple games from the press box? Is that something you could see happening? Because Tom, this is now not a small sample size. This is now almost you're almost you're within 3-4 games of the quarter mark of the season.
Yep.
Is this, when you get bodies back, is this an opportunity to, because that's really the only thing you can do for a player in this situation.
Ice time is
that's
currency.
The currency, yeah. Absolutely. And that is not panning out. And things could go from, who is Trent Frederick? It could fall off a cliff fast if by the midpoint of this season, Trent Frederick's got less than 10 points.
I don't see him being taken out unless he's done something so egregiously bad and he's pissed off the coaching staff multiple times that he's, call it, struck out.
Do you think, in your opinion, Tom, that helps? Because it is a form of public shame as well.
For some guys, yeah.
You're a healthy scratch. You're just not doing it for us.
Sometimes it pisses. Like, Frederick's got a long-term contract. He's locked into being here longer than Chris Knobloch.
We're all aware. And why everybody was scratching their heads when that contract came out and the details came out. You're saying, wow, that's quite the term. Oh, wow. Look at the dollar value attached to it. Oh, but don't worry. As the cap increases, this will all be but a small hit to this team.
That stuff's still true, though,
It
Jay.
is still true, but that's like Trent Frederick's playing about the worth of a bag of pucks, Tom.
But you can make the argument on the other side, it's only been 15 games.
Okay. That is the only argument.
I don't like that argument, but you can make it. I don't think they're going to sit him out. I don't think they're going to publicly shame him. I think it would have to be something, again, so egregious that they're like, okay, enough of this crap. You're not doing anything. You're sitting tonight. But he can look at the coaches and go to the GM and be like, F you guys. I have an 8-year deal. You brought me in, you signed me to this deal. You trusted me to be this guy, and you know that comes with certain I don't know if promises is the right word, but like expectations.
Well, and maybe that's what Reed is talking about ultimately, is a player like this that was secured long term and questioning and saying, is this Trent Frederick? Is this it? We don't know the answer to that.
Well,
we're purely speculating here, but I will tell you this for free. The start of the Trent Frederick era in Edmonton has got off to a piss poor start.
That's fair. Wait.
I love it.
That's fair. I can't argue that. I mean, it hasn't been good. There's a lot to be desired from him. I mean, all of that stuff we heard about him in Boston and being rough and tough, it's just we haven't seen it.
Haji says a bag of pucks still scores a lot of goals. Well, you're involved in scoring goals, yes. What do you think about that Draisaitl goal last night, Tom? I mean, that
Sick.
is from the goal line.
Yeah.
That was a slick pass, bang, bang, in the back of the net. The reason I want to bring it up, we were watching, on YouTube, you can see the Oilers game in 10. Just a quick refresher.
Yep.
And we looked at that play and said, oh my gosh, like, who's that on? Is that just Leon's incredible? And there's very, very few, if not he's the only one that could score a goal like that. But just imagine, let's reverse roles.
Okay.
Let's say I don't know, pick any Dallas star you want, but let's say
Wyatt Johnston
pulled the trigger from the goal line and beat Stu Skinner last night. The chat last night would have been on fire. How do you let that goal in? How do you let it?
Dalibor Dvorsky kind of did that in St. Louis on Monday. And people talked about that.
That was more of a classic Leon shot, and that was high glove. I mean, that was positioned perfect. Like,
yeah, it was.
That's a good shot. But
Good point.
The reason I bring it up is because some goalies are going to get beat. You know, I'm not saying Casey DeSmith is the number one. I mean, Ottinger's the guy there,
Sure.
right? He had the family had a newborn, so he was not in the game. But that's just a brilliant goal, right? Like,
Yeah,
at some point, you have to give these players some credit. Like, when you get that wired at that speed from that angle, not expecting it. I mean, you do have to give credit to especially a goal like that with Leon Draisaitl. Like, that's just.
And then he goes and undresses DeSmith in the shootout.
Oh yeah, that was fantastic.
Did you see the NHL put a thing out with like that really like that ballet music to it?
Oh, really?
And they slowed it right down. Yeah, it was really well done.
So we all were watching on, well, unless you were there last night, but we were all watching the Sportsnet feed. Mm-hmm. And when he started coming in, they had that low camera angle from behind. And I'm like, what are you doing? Change it. And then, oh my gosh, that might have been the best angle to see that goal at. It was incredible.
That's hockey porn, as they say.
Oh, Tom. Yes. That was beautiful.
Filthy.
But, okay, here's the thing again. Casey DeSmith, like this is back-to-back games that an Oilers goaltender has given up goals that have caromed off the boards.
Yeah.
Right? And
yes.
And you look at that goal on Stuart Skinner last night. And I know Gager's been harping on this, former NHL goalie, probably knows a thing or two.
I think he's cooking right now too. By the way. It
smell
smells
the
delicious
bacon
in here.
Yes, but his side-to-side movement.
I don't think you can fault him for that one.
Well,
that was such a bang bang,
and it was a deflection off Nurse, which threw him off immediately.
I'm not putting that one on Skinner. The second Rantanen goal, I was like, I would like a save there, but it's Mikko Rantanen. There's a couple issues on that goal. Are we looking at that goal?
Whatever you want to go.
Easy outlet pass from Draisaitl to Roslovic. He misses it.
Just woofs.
And he slams his stick on the ice, right? Puck goes to Alex Petrovic. Leon Draisaitl, as Belzy said, did a huge 70-foot TV turn at the Stars' blue line. Petch does the easy thing. He goes cross ice to Johnson at the blue line. The Oilers now have to get their asses back to their own zone because what was a simple breakout has fallen apart because the guy missed an easy pass. So Petch over to Johnston. Johnston finds a streaky Mikko Rantanen, who sees an opening and kind of breaks through and then fires it home. So that's that goal. There was a bunch of mistakes on that. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I would have wanted the save.
And as far as, Roslovic makes that great one-handed pass to Podkolzin earlier in the game, open the scoring. And then, okay, maybe you don't have to bang your stick next time. Just get your ass back and play defense.
Ideally, that would be great.
That would be, well, actually, Tom, that's your job. If you're going to screw up, well, you better atone for that mistake and bust your ass back, because that was his guy.
It was.
So that was,
and then
tough to see.
I mean, I'll just throw that other goal that Heiskanen scored to tie it up. Jake Wallman got caught kind of in no man's land on one of those neutral zone pinches or whatever you want to call it. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins was the forward back. He didn't see Heiskanen sneak in behind him. Wallman points at him. I probably yelled at Nugent-Hopkins. He didn't pick up on it. No shoulder check. You get the shot off the wall, quick bounce, right back out, and Heiskanen's there. Nugent-Hopkins is a step and a half behind.
Yep.
That one I'm not blaming Skinner.
Well, even in overtime, Tom, I mean, we're talking about 3 different instances in a game where a team that should be ticked off for turning over the puck or creating something bad happened and you were partially or sometimes entirely responsible for a turnover. And you're not checking with all your might, with all your energy to try and atone for it. Connor McDavid, I mean, he did get his pocket picked in overtime.
Yeah.
Looks up at the sky. What are you doing?
It's early season. I mean, I think in
I'm
January,
sorry,
February, March, that's not
Tom,
happening.
I'm
yes,
sorry.
It's frustrating that body
and
language.
hey, I get, God bless that man. He did a major favor to Edmonton in keeping his contract intact at the value it is. But don't look up at the sky. You're probably the fastest player on the ice. Skate. Back check. Instead of, and hey, look, they're
you
probably
get frustrated though, like when there's inefficiency in a team's game.
Yeah, I know, but part of the inefficiency might be you might be part of that issue at the same point.
True.
And I'm speaking directly about Connor McDavid. Fair or unfair,
Yeah.
Connor McDavid, I mean, this is sad to say, but he's not contributing as much as and I'm sure he would say the same thing. But I mean, you look at his points, it's off the charts. I understand that. But when you see effort plays like that, that to me is a sign of something else. A sign that I don't know how to fix that, because that you can't teach that, Tom.
Yeah. Well, that's the motivator, right?
Yeah.
The engine. Okay, I want to get to a couple texts. We do need to get to the Popeyes liner too. This text says it was a suicide pass. If that's early 2000s, Roslovic's gloves are in the rafters. I thought about that too last night, but Petrovic was backing off. Unless he was waiting for that pass, it's not a suicide pass. There aren't the same type of quote-unquote predators playing defense.
There's not Scott
nowadays.
Stevens waiting back there to
or Brian
grab
Marchment.
an edge and come back on you.
Yeah, so I did wonder that. So to that texter, I don't have the name saved in my database. This damn app sucks.
That's stupid, Peter.
Oh, that's Peter. Okay. Thank you. I did wonder that, but then I looked at it again. I'm like, nah, that was a simple 15-foot outlet pass. Nowadays, but back in the day, if there were guys that were ready to kill you, take your head off, then yeah, maybe. But nowadays, that's kind of, you don't see a lot of that.
Well, this one comes in from
I guess.
Matthew Awanek Fan Club.
Oh,
Yes. Frederick has no boots right now. High ankle sprains take about a year, so they say. I wouldn't expect him to look good until the spring at the earliest.
I wouldn't give him that much leeway. I'm being honest with you, and I go off of what Belzy and Matt Cassian tell me with their high ankle sprains.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Cass and Belzy, I'm not going to speak for them, but from what I've gathered from them, Trent Frederick shouldn't be using that as an excuse unless he re-aggravated it.
Well, and I know at the start of the year when Trent Frederick was initially on that top line, then was demoted, Coach Knobloch did say that he still might be struggling with or hampered by.
He said that to himself at the start of training camp.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, I'd defer to Belsey and Cass on that, and I don't think that they have much time for that argument. Actually, you know what? I'll text them and I'll ask them what they think. All right.
You should do that.
Portions of this hour, really quickly.
Dude,
portions of this hour brought to you by Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen. We're inside the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studios. Joaquin might even be making his hot chicken. Yeah, he is. Is he using Popeyes, Benny?
He's making
he made
bacon.
a sandwich. Yeah, he made a bacon sandwich.
Bacon sandwich.
Bacon
okay.
and tomato sandwich.
Yeah.
Well,
and he throws an egg on there too.
if you're hungry, check out Popeyes Blackened Chicken. No breading, all flavor. You can get that on the chicken sandwich. You can get that on the nugs. And you can get that in the chicken wrap. And then they've got their big sauce drop with the Cajun gravy, Chipotle barbecue, and then the spicy dipping sauce. And then they still have the hot ones thing going on. Very spicy if you're into that type of thing. Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen. Delicious. Nutritious. Scrumptious.
Do you think, like Leon Draisaitl, do you think he knew he was going to do that move when he got the puck? Like, do you think
I do.
Robertson knew he was going to shelf it when he got the, like,
Robertson looked like he was watching Stu.
because Stu backed off.
Yeah.
And so he said, okay, I'm going to go high.
High glove. And then
Beautiful shot.
Wyatt Johnson, kind of like a little bit of a forehand fake,
A little bit of a hezzy.
drag it back, hezzy, and then kind of snipped it.
I'm
glove side.
like a TikTok star now, so.
Oh, yeah, like the Shoresy chirps. I'm not for those, but
Reed and
it's
I,
a little too cliche in my
hezzy.
books.
Reed and I get called unks. We're unks.
I don't
They are
care.
unk.
You and I were looking at that TikTok yesterday.
It's doing well. The Barger Grand Slam ones at
Yeah.
65,000 views, and the Wallman ones about to hit 140K.
Ain't no thing. Hey, Tom.
Yeah. well,
140,000 people have
that's
seen this
combined.
face.
I had
200,000
I got
views.
my haircut. That's the
Yeah.
and now that's all I see. The guy has a He-Man haircut. He's like 5'1", and he just goes up to people and he starts doing this, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's
Jake
the guy."
Wallman.
What's
Yeah.
his name?
I don't know. That's what Jake Wallman
It's
did, though.
incredible the stupid things that become very popular
Welcome to
because
my-
that is a stupid thing.
Welcome to my generation.
Oh, it's incredibly.
I'm not saying my generation was
It's so
particularly
odd.
better, but
And like, yeah, I still to this day, like, I don't want to understand 6'7". I don't.
there's nothing to
there's,
understand.
you know, it came up at my family dinner. There's a lot of kids, my nieces and nephews of that age. And yeah, that it's just, it is what, like my youngest niece, I think she's 5 or 6.
Saying it?
She's like 6'7".
Yeah.
And I'm like, gosh,
It's made its
darn
way
it.
everywhere.
Well, remember dabs?
Yeah.
Dabs were ridiculous. Yeah.
I like the dab.
Oh no.
But see, a dab for me now is like completing a good handshake. When Belsey left here yesterday,
No. Those are daps. Everyone
Oh.
confuses them up. Everyone calls them dabs. They
Dap.
actually meant like it's actually daps.
so dap.
You got
Dap.
dapped up.
Belsey and I
Yeah.
dapped up, and we did
Yes.
the boom,
Yes.
boom.
Yeah,
boom.
but that's not the
no, that's a dab.
dab, which was very stupid. Do you remember like the swish dance?
The floss.
Yeah, the floss.
do it. Yeah.
That was very stupid.
Didn't Katy Perry introduce that?
She brought the backpack
Nope.
kid on
The
stage.
Oh
Backpack
yes,
kid.
yes. That was
Yeah.
in the backpack kid.
That's what I want to do, Tom.
Where's
and I
backpack
want
kid now?
the floss.
no. Like Reed and I on our show, we do the thumbs,
Yeah.
right? The click, click, click. Like I want to
Yeah.
make a viral dance for that. That it's Reed and I, and we will be in
yeah.
all our glory. Like it'll be so bad because these things are so bad they're good, or so weird they're good. I think Reed and I could pull something off.
Maybe
Good
I
luck
set
to
up-
you
I
guys.
set up a TikTok for you guys. And
Well, if there's anybody that knows the world of TikTok, it's you.
Benny's very proficient.
Benny's great. Those
I'm gonna do
clips you put
scroller.
up are great. And Benny, you're gonna be working the rest of the day here, right?
Yep.
Because you're filling in for Coop, so you're gonna be on EST afternoons. You're gonna be on the Reed Wilkins show.
I can't wait.
Let's go.
So excited.
He's dressed like a cholo today.
I am.
I respect that.
What's a cholo?
This is like a Spanish gangster.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Latino.
Yeah. Black and white. Just
I think Hernan said, "What's up, SA?"
Well, Hernan could. That's
well, he's actually Latino.
yeah.
Okay, we got a few minutes left. Text us 780-218-9999. Get to the nasty chat as well. We do need to do the numbers game. Jay,
Let's do it, Tom.
brought to you by Play Alberta. Of course, over at Play Alberta, use your game sense if you're dabbling too much in sprinkling.
Oh no, Yes.
Now, the codes have been refreshed. Did we figure out the EST 51? I know you were working on that yesterday.
I haven't heard anything back. I can check right now and tell you.
Okay, you're going to check right now. In the meantime, I'll say this.
EST Sports is
That's
active.
refreshed. We use
EST
that.
Casino
That's active now.
is active.
Refreshed. So play in Alberta, because it stays in Alberta, safe and secure. The revenue generated from Play Alberta is redirected into Alberta's General Revenue Fund, which is used to support programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. And, of course, use your game sense. J. Mill.
What am I doing?
EST Sports works. EST Casino, good.
EST 50 does not. It's not
Refreshed yet.
reactivated,
Okay.
but they're on it.
All right, they're on it. So there you go. There's your update numbers game. I'm going to read these stats to you and just get your reaction. So we're going to do these numbers. These were sent in by Brian Swain. They're on the post-game show. To me, it's very telling of this early season. So Swainer sent this in. The Oilers have held a 2-goal lead in the second period 6 times this season. They've only won one of those games in regulation. Versus Calgary, they lost in the shootout. Versus Vancouver, they won. Versus Ottawa, they win in OT. Versus the Rangers, they lose in OT. Versus St. Louis, they lose in regulation. At Dallas, they lose in the shootout. And then Swainer adds, in games that the Oilers take a 2-0 lead, they have been outscored a combined 12-4 the rest of the game. Versus Calgary, it was a 2-0 lead. They were outscored 3-1 the rest of the way. Against the Canucks, 2-0 lead. They were tied 1-1 the rest of the way. At the Rangers, they're up 2-0, and then it ended 2-0, so no goals after that. At Ottawa, led 2-0, outscored 2-1 the rest of the way. At St. Louis, led 2-0, outscored 3-0 the rest of the way. And then last night in Dallas, up 2-zip, outscored 3-1 the rest of the game. Reestablished the 2-goal lead, Jay, only to see it fall apart again. What when you hear those numbers, what does that tell you?
Well, that's something I think that you would find out if you were inside the locker room more. Because that's just a team mentality.
Right.
Like a team needs to have the desire, the urgency, the will
Killer instinct,
to
as I
finish
like to
off
say.
a team.
No mercy.
Yeah, no mercy. 3-1, pff, screw that. Let's make it 6-1.
I like that.
But this team doesn't have it, Tom. Reed's used this word, gumption. They don't even know the definition of gumption. They don't play with any...
Forrest Gumption?
Forrest Gumption.
That would be incorrect.
My name's Forrest Gumption.
Great movie.
But look, the reality is that's not a good number, Tom.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know other than to say, yes, they don't have clearly the killer instinct, which boggles my little brain that a professional athlete or a group of a collective of professional athletes don't have that. That's how you got to the NHL, is by having killer instinct. That's how Connor McDavid has risen through his whole, since 4 years old. That's how he's become the greatest player, current player in the NHL, is with that killer instinct. So that's now coming down to 2 things, in my opinion, and that would be coaching and leadership. The leadership group of this team, I have questioned several times already this year. Because that's when your leader, like what Ekholm, they had that conversation in the first intermission, and boom, 5 unanswered goals, 5-on-5 goals. This team is capable, but I don't think you need to ask for a pep talk, nor should you need a pep talk, my God, to be able to answer the bell. So that is something I'm seriously wondering, is what this leadership group looks like and who is a part of it. And maybe that's, Tom, as simple as saying, maybe Zach Hyman's a bigger part of that in-game leadership core for this team that can steady the ship, that can motivate these players and say, hey, let's put the pedal down. Don't take it off, which clearly they've done too many times. 6 in 15 games, Tom, is unacceptable.
Correct.
So that's something I'm eager to see with the return of Zach Hyman, because he may not show for it as much off the bat with his on-ice play, but you might see a different version of this team, a team that doesn't fail when the pressure's on the most.
I hope you're right.
I hope so too. I mean, that is bad. That shouldn't continue.
No. That's the numbers game brought to you by Play Alberta. Let's go to a couple of texts before we wind things down here on the oil stream, presented by Boston Pizza. Bonnie Doonrod texting and says, there's a lack of grit or a rat, a la Kane and Perry. This team has no identity. Frederick has done nothing so far. Bonnie Doonrod, yep, I'm with you. Coach Mike said, what's the Oilers' schedule for the next 3 days? Do they have a CBA day? Maybe Knobloch can work out some issues with the team before Saturday's game. They're off today. So there's your CBA day off, and then they'll probably get back to work practice-wise. I mean, assuming full practice tomorrow, maybe they take an optional Friday and then go full pull Saturday morning skate. But today they are off. This text says, Boston Pizza's Great White North with 2 times the mushroom is the best pizza ever. I have not had that.
Say that again.
Boston Pizza's Great White North with double mushroom.
Ooh.
Best pizza ever to that texter.
I like mushroom.
And then Bad Andy says, isn't prosciutto made from donkey, Tommy? I thought you were Italian. In the spicy Nona video that Lieutenant Eric sent me today, it was a pork leg. And then the only Italian meat I remember talking to my grandparents about coming from donkey/horse was mortadella, but I was told that was in the old days when meat was scarce.
I don't think there's anything you would find at the Italian Center that is coming from a donkey. My donkey, Darwin, would be upset.
I would respect that.
Darwin the donkey is a beautiful young man.
Did the girls ride him?
They can. They have. He hangs out with the other little person on our acreage, the pony. Cowboy, the pony.
Baggio confirming, says Tommy, mortadella was made of horse meat. But not anymore, thankfully.
I think that's inhumane now.
The horse is a noble animal.
Well, yeah.
You don't want to do that to a horse.
You should try feed them.
And then the texter that followed up with Frederick has no boots says, I test this one, Tom. Frederick can barely push off still. I'm sure Bell and Cass. Listen, what I'm referencing is Bell and Cass, I don't think are giving him that benefit of the doubt. I've acknowledged him saying he doesn't feel like he has it, but I don't think, like, for a player like him, his game's not speed. And even if his ankle's only at 80%, I think he should be more effective. So I'm not giving him, like, that texter, there's no name on this one again.
That's Stupid Peter. No,
this is a different one.
That's the Awanak fan club.
Oh, Awanak fan. Okay, I'll fix that. Like saying I wouldn't expect him to look good until the spring at the earliest. Like, sorry, I don't have time for that. I have no time for that. I have no sympathy and no time for that. That's just me. Maybe I'm too harsh. I don't know. What's coming up today on EST Afternoons, Benny?
Quickly. I mean, obviously a lot more Oilers discussion. We got highlights, lowlights, where Hernan's going to break down what we saw last night. There was some defensive breakdowns. We have Lee Hacksaw Hamilton to come on and talk.
He's fun.
Yeah, talk about some NFL, recap trade deadline. So it'll be a great EST Afternoon show.
All right, what do you got coming up on the Reed Wilkins show today?
Well, we're going to talk a lot of Oilers. It's going to be an open forum on Oiler debate. Damon Bunting is going to be joining us live in studio from 4:20 to 5.
Excellent.
And just a little teaser, he's going to be giving away a pair of Oilers tickets. So you're going to want to listen. I told him to come up with seriously, Damon, come up with a very hard trivia question.
Oh.
I don't want this to be a floater. I want people to have to work.
Dig in. Full 60.
Right now!
That's going to do it for the Oil Stream presented by Boston Pizza. Jay, great stuff. This was a great conversation.
Yes, this was fun.
Benny, have fun with the boys this afternoon. You're in for Zach. We're going to have a good time here on EST. It continues with EST Afternoons. Joaquin and Hernan coming up next for Jay and Benny, I guess, who slid in there. Hernan got us going. I'm Tom saying thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. On the way out, a couple of minutes of commercials and Whale and the Wolf, and then it's the boys with EST Afternoons next. Ciao for now.